Hey YouTube, Gamer Hushu here, back for another video. Driving to work again. So I've been telling myself for a couple of weeks now that I really ought to just film just a couple minutes every day. Just some gaming thoughts or something, just as a fun side thing to do as I live my life, working and junk, trying to find time to play the games I want to, etc. So today my thoughts turned to Persona 5 The Royal, which is finally actually somewhat close to coming out. It's taking freaking forever. It's been out for 4 or 5 months in Japan. It's been a while. And it just got me thinking about the ending of Persona 5. And I think I've talked about this a little bit before when I was playing the game. Honestly, the ending of Persona 5 is the worst part of the game. It just felt really rough to me. It's still really good, but the Persona games try to walk this internalized philosophy, this line of an internalized philosophy, and I kind of felt like 5 fell off that line towards the end. So, obviously, spoilers for Persona 5, the original, because I hope it's at least a little bit different going forward in the new one, in the expanded version, definitive edition, etc. But, so, spoiler warning, Persona 5, meh. Okay, now I'm going to talk about it. So, over the course of Persona 5, you're continually defeating these adults, and essentially, you're causing, it's this interesting, they steal your heart type thing. But essentially, you have these adults, you have these corrupt individuals, and you're essentially unlocking guilt in them. You're making them feel guilty for the bad things that they've done, making them realize what they've done wrong, and just overall trying to make the world a better place, whether or not it's completely morally ethical. So you take a sexual abuser who's this volleyball coach. He abuses students. He will sexually abuse some of his female students, and he'll verbally and emotionally abuse his male students, which is specifically pulled in with Ryuji, who was part of, now I'm freaking not remembering, he was part of the track team, and he was a great runner. But Kamoshida, this abuser gym teacher, destroyed that and essentially really hurt Ryuji. And he really hurt Ann. They call her Ann. I don't know why I think that is. That actually the voice acted thing? The voice clip is Ann. Anyway. But so there's at very least a certain level of sexual harassment going on there. And rumors being spread that she's, a floozy. She's been sleeping with the teacher, which, of course, she tells you straight up that she is not, and is really mad that people think that. So, ultimately, it feels morally just what you do. And it's continuing, you have a crazy helicopter parent, you have just a straight up freaking gangster who's blackmailing people, and all the way up to Shiho. Wait, what is it? I'm sorry, I can't remember all the freaking names. But the big bad bald guy, the guy who wronged your player character, essentially. So, I mean, it's kind of an interesting thing because, like, each of your party members is kind of tied up in a specific wrongdoer that you have to fight against. But then you get to the end of the game, and in a very good twist, the guy you feel like was the big bad, the one who wronged your player character, that wasn't it. He was not the one actually behind everything. In a twist not all that unlike Persona 4, which I won't spoil. But essentially, Persona 4 also has a bit of a twist at the end. One more. Okay, I'm back. So I was talking about, the various things, you're helping people, big twist at the end. So you get to the end of the game, and essentially there's this, completely invincible god entity, which of course that's not unusual for the Persona series. I mean, it's a series stemmed from a very mythological old Christian symbolism stuff, even down to like the tarot themes that they use, like different typings or tarot cards. But the thing that troubled me with this is essentially, so this god entity, you cannot defeat him because he has the strength of essentially the lazy. It's kind of an interesting allegory for democracy, where you just have this mass, the majority of people who don't pay enough attention to the issues and just kind of go along not caring, not worrying about the details. And so he's got that mass behind him. But so do you to a certain extent. Because you have influence over the free thinkers. And I don't know, just discussing this makes it seem very political. But so you have, this whole fan base through the fan site that your friend, one of your friends runs, where essentially, of the people that actually pay attention to the news, like 70 or 80% think that you're a righteous group. But it really concerned me that essentially you get to kind of that meeting of the wills of the unwashed masses versus the free thinkers. And this god entity is essentially allowed through the narrative to erase the free thinkers. He's like, he essentially wipes the memories of everyone who's ever heard of you. And there's like, see, you have no supporters. And it's like, wait, what? You literally cheated. Just because you can wipe people's memory doesn't mean they didn't, care before. Just because you kill someone doesn't mean they didn't think before that. So if he essentially mentally, breaks everyone's brains, and it's like, see, I rule everything. And that bugged me so much. Because, it leads into some great story moments, and, the end past that is really good. But that set of moments where even the kid who's running the fan site, who his every freaking interaction is about this freaking fan site, forgets it exists. And we're supposed to just think of that as, oh, okay, whatever. It's like, so obviously I played 3, 4, and 5. Of the 3, like, god entities, this Holy Grail thing is absolutely the most powerful. In that, in some of the others, it was like, they'd talk about, what people thought about stuff. And in the game where you really focus in and apply this consistent, like, gauge of how many people believe in you and what they're thinking, their comments, to completely shatter that and not use it in the finale, essentially. It's just, like, so dumb. Why would you do that? I really want them to fix it in the Royal. Because it's so freaking dumb. Maybe someone can explain to me how it makes sense. But, like, it just is the point that it ignores all the previous themes, and it's like, even though here's the truth, a false narrative can shatter it in an instant. Is that what we're going for here? I don't know, that's the deep philosophy. I'm getting excited for Persona 5 The Royal, even just to replay Persona 5 again. It's a good excuse to. Good excuse to dump another 90 hours in something. Because it's technically a new game. And I'm sure there's plenty of adding. Kasumi will be fun. But, I mean, if they've already, like, revealed changes to the ending, don't tell me that. I'm trying to avoid... Generally, the way I do stuff with games like this, I did it with Death Stranding, even though I was really excited for it. I did it with... I've kind of done it with the Final Fantasy VII Remake, where I just don't look anything up. Like, oh, okay, there's, the images of Tifa and Aerith and Cloud all over the internet. I went and I played the demo for Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's very good. That's great, but I'm not going to go look up, oh no, they leaked the ending. They leaked all their changes. Because I want to be surprised. I didn't know, like, freaking anything about Death Stranding. There were, like, 20 trailers for that sucker. I really like the game. Anyway, that's all my ramblings for today. I don't know. Philosophy! Alright, Gamer Hushu out.